Hello, my name is Leo, and welcome to a new day of the Elder Scrolls Arena. We're getting our way to where we need to go, which I checked and I believe is Timber Forest. But in the meantime, let's talk about another Elder Scrolls game, Skyrim. So yeah, Skyrim. So I'm still doing the Japanese Skyrim playthrough, but I haven't played like normal English version Skyrim for a long time. And I noticed who is it? Steam Train, Game Grumps, or Game Grumps Steam Train are doing this quote unquote speed run of Skyrim, and Blackjack actually told me about this. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? And then I actually looked up because on the first video they showed the guy's name. I think it's Wayan. I can't spell it. Waylon. It has like the world record for like speedrunning Skyrim, and it's like 50 something minutes or some bullcrap to get from like the beginning of the game to the end. Now, I mean, he's using the PC version, so it's a little bit different. Like loading's obviously a lot shorter, although I don't think they count loadings at all. And you can do a lot of glitches with the PC version that you can't do with the consoles. And I was just watching this playthrough, and you can just, I didn't even know, I can't believe how many hours I played of Skyrim, and I never knew that you could just glitch through walls. All you do is you pick up a wooden ball, and you just run at a wall with it, and you just glitch straight through the wall. And although I've tried to do it, but I've never actually succeeded in do it, you can basically just the embassy, the Thalmor Embassy, which is a place that you have to go to in one of the main story missions. You can actually get your way in there. Now I tried actually jumping over the fence, which you can't do. What you got to actually do is like glitch through one of the walls, and you can actually go to that area pretty much straight away. And it bypasses like a huge chunk of the story, which is insane. And there's one thing that you can do with the PC version that you can't do with the console versions, which is while there's dialogue, and there's a couple of parts of the game where there's a whole bunch of dialogue that you can't skip. But on the PC version, if you quick save and then quick load, and then quick save and then quick load, it skips each individual line of dialogue. Now, obviously, you can't do that in the console version. I don't know about the Xbox, because I know if you've got a Kinect, you can use the Kinect to shout, and I think you can quick save with it. But if you don't have a Kinect, you can't, because I know that I couldn't. I wanted to do quick saves, but you can't. And I know that for a fact that with the PS3 version, which is the version I've got at the moment, the Japanese one, you definitely can't. I think the Xbox record is like an hour and a half, or maybe just under 2 hours. But according to the thing, no one's tried to do a PlayStation 3 brackets, because why would you even bother? I don't get that. Why? How is the Xbox 360 version different from the PlayStation version? What's the difference? They're the same game, aren't they? I mean, for a time there, obviously Xbox, the PS3 version didn't have the DLC, but that's completely unrelatable to the speedrun. I don't quite get that. Anyway, I actually started doing it. I actually started I watched the speed run of Wayan, and I started doing all the glitches and seeing, and they're actually fairly easy to pull off. But I mean, I almost thought about actually doing a speed run, but an hour like that, like if I was going to do it, I'd do it like Steam Train did it, and say, I'm using the glitches and trying to do a speed run, but I'm not actually going to beat the record, or I'm not actually going to get a decent time. Well, I can't, because I'm not playing the PC version for starters, and I won't be skipping the loading screens or anything like that, so what's the point, when it comes right down to it. But I mean, it's just funny, the interesting little glitches and stuff you can do in Skyrim that I honestly never knew existed. It's quite interesting, and it made me think about speedruns of Skyrim. I never actually thought of doing a speedrun. I did do in one session, I did a full playthrough of Skyrim, the main story of Skyrim. I did it during there's an internet radio station that I listened to I listen to it more religiously in the day. I don't quite have time to listen to it now because it's on at like 11 a.m. Uh, Australian and Japan time, whereas it's like 8 p.m. in America. So if you're in America and it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you guys, then you should listen to No Holds Barred Radio. Just go to nhbradio.com and you can listen to it. It's some funny stuff. They're not quite as active as they used to be, but once a year they do a telethon um, where they just take a whole bunch of shows. Each show does maybe a 2 or 3 hour shift, and they just do like, it depends on the year. Sometimes it's like 36 straight hours. Sometimes it's like 40 straight hours of just like pure live content where they're trying to raise money for the station because it's completely non-profit. They don't make any money out of it. It's all just really a hobby. So they sort of rely on donations once a year to actually keep the station going. And I actually, the year that I did this, I actually did like 2 hours of as a co-host on a show. So during that time, I wasn't playing the game, but for I think it was about 30 hours or so, I started a brand new character when the first show came on, and then I just played the game. I actually they use well, they were using Stickam at the time, stickam.com, and I jumped in there and I actually had my Xbox pumping through the computer, and I was broadcasting what I was playing, like as a webcam, and I went through the entire game basically from start to finish, and I 30 it wasn't 30 something hours. It was more like, it was somewhere between 10 and 20 hours, I believe, that it took me to start and finish the game. But I wasn't speedrunning it for starters. I was playing the game normally, listening to all the cutscenes and not really skipping anything. And to boot, I think at that time I was doing a conjuration magic only playthrough. Or was it a destruction only playthrough? I think, I think it was destruction magic only. Well, that's slightly easier. Yeah, it is slightly easier than conjuration magic. I'm not the best at destruction magic. I'm really good at destruction magic when I've got the pure Leo armor, which just gives me unlimited destruction magic. Then I'm okay. But even then, like, the destruction magic spells aren't as powerful. I never actually checked if you put stat points into Magicka that it makes your spells more powerful. I don't think it does. So magic is very limited compared to, say, if you've got your smithing maxed out and you just smith an awesome friggin' set of armor and weapons. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But yeah, I did do that, so my record isn't that great. I don't know, maybe I'll do it. If I had the English version, I would probably do a speedrun with it. I don't want to do it with the Japanese version because I don't understand half the menus. Like, I don't remember everything that happens in the game. Unlike when I was talking the other day, yesterday actually, about when I bought like the Japanese version of Metal Gear Solid and that. Well, I'd played Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 5, 5? 2, 3, 4, like at least 50 times from start to finish without skipping cutscenes. I knew exactly what they were saying, so when I watched the Japanese version, I didn't need subtitles, I didn't need a translation, I knew what they were saying. Which is why playing Yakuza 5, the Japanese version, which I haven't really played yet, I'm still hopeful for an English release. It's kind of hard to play that game because, you know, I want to at least know what they're saying before I start playing the Japanese version. But unfortunately there isn't an English language version yet. So fingers crossed for that though. But yeah, Skyrim's speedruns and glitches. Do it, yeah. Man, maybe if I when I go back to Australia and I get my Xbox version, which is the English version again, maybe I'll do a speedrun. I don't know. That being said, though, with all the DLC that I've got for the Xbox version, it makes the loading screens go forever. I mean, you can cut them out, but then if I cut them out of an actual recording, then, well, I mean, you could just take my word for it because I wouldn't do it, but people might think that I just, cut, did various takes of certain, scenes to get a better time, which I wouldn't do, but, I can understand if people would think that, and that's why I want to do it as one long continuous thing, which I guess you could, get a stopwatch out and you could time it. I guess. You could, I suppose, but anyway, that's something to think about in the future. I don't know if I'd ever actually do that though. Too busy with Borderlands 2 these days. Yeah, Borderlands 2 all the way. Yeah. Speaking of Borderlands 2, Salvador the Gunzerker video out now. Go watch it. And there'll be more videos for the rest of the week. Next week though, fingers crossed. No, not fingers crossed. Pinky swear. We'll be doing something other than Salvador the Gunzerker. Alright, so stay tuned for that. My name is Leo, and I will see you next time.